Welcome to Resisting Beta, the men's health podcast. And now, your host, Andrew Bontz. Welcome, gentlemen, to another episode of the Resisting Beta podcast. I am Andrew Bontz, and I am here by myself today doing a solo cast with you, recapping 2022. There I was, counting every single dollar on my online banking account, December 28th, a couple weeks ago, actually, just so I could hit rent that month. I felt like a failure. See, in 2022, I left my job in April to pursue this adventure of resisting beta consulting. And I allowed the plane to take off slow because it was summertime and I wanted to prioritize my kids and put the kids first again. Because I've done this once in my life before where I put the kids first ahead in my marriage, ahead of my digital agency that I ran at the time, ahead of the magazine that I had started. And I justified it. It was fun. We did a lot of great things and created a lot of memories this summer. But again, I didn't prioritize myself, what I needed to do. I did a lot of what I wanted to do with my kids this summer. We played a lot of Fortnite. We went on a lot of trips. So we went to a lot of water parks. But it didn't add up to allowing me to launch this new business in a way that was going to pay the bills. I was relying on talent and hard work. I would kind of string a few good days together, usually around this podcast, and put this as a priority. And I'm proud of what I created and launched in August. But most of the days, I'd let my email lead my day. And I would fill the moments while videos were loading and stoplights and other 3 minutes of downtime with binging TikTok videos and getting sucked into social media. And I ended 2022 feeling soft. I felt like the athlete who peaked in high school. But in this circumstance, my high school was that 6-month string of disciplined days where first I woke up before the sunrise for 100 days in a row, and then I worked out for 100 days in a row. But that was 2020 and 2021. So it's been a bit. And honestly, I'm not sure why I stopped. So I walked into 2023 feeling unsettled. Now, I'm not a big believer in New Year's resolutions. I've never really even liked goal setting. I just don't enjoy it, mainly because I've set so many goals in my life and I fail. And then I beat myself up. And it creates a vicious cycle. However, this year, I picked up the Best Year Ever Blueprint by Darren Hardy. I also picked this up last year. But what I did is I got about halfway through and I wrote down all my goals and got super excited about them and then stopped. And did not break them into little chunks like I would teach my clients to do when they're approaching a big project or a big initiative or goal setting. It's so much easier to look at other people's lives and work them through it because I have the knowledge. I have all I need to know to figure this out. More knowledge in this brain of mine than I will ever need, most likely. But the difference between knowledge and wisdom is wisdom is you applied it over and over and over again, and you get bumped. You get kicked in the nuts, and you get back up again. So, what I'm going to do this year is what worked. The 100-day formula that I taught myself that I could be disciplined, and then I stopped, and that muscle grew weak again. I was not flexing it. I was not doing what I needed to do on a repetitive basis every single day. I'd string a few good days, good hours, sometimes a couple good weeks in a row, and then you get punched in the mouth. You lose that momentum and you start all over again. And I had a decent year, but I finished December short. I finished December again driving Uber, again, and trying out driving Instacart, picking up groceries. I hate grocery shopping. I fucking hate grocery shopping. What the hell was I thinking? And I was making like $20 an hour doing it. Driving my own car. Frustrating. But that's good to be frustrated. So, I downloaded David Goggins' book, his new one, and I'll add it in the show notes. And there's this word that keeps coming up in this book, savage. And I saw it again on TikTok where the owner of UFC used savage in such a context that it turned my head. So here we go. I am going to create and use this system again, living a savage life every single day for the remaining 2023. And when I first started thinking about this on my walk on Saturday morning, all I could think of was that Zootopia movie when they talk about these beasts that have gone savage when they shoot them with those little berries. It's not that. But very conscious about which words I put into this. Living. Actually living. Not distracting. Not numbing. Not talking about exciting things, but not necessarily doing them behind the scenes. Actually living. I bought a masterclass subscription for my girlfriend for a Christmas present this year. And I think it's going to be one of the best things that I've bought in a very long time, because instead of watching Netflix, I watch Masterclass a lot more frequently than I would have in the past. And there's this one Masterclass I'm taking by David Sedaris. He talks about storytelling. And he has this mindset, because he's a writer and a journaler, and he just seeks out a life of stories. And they're not amazing stories. They're just living his life. But he seeks them out in moments where other people pick up their phones and look at their phones to avoid talking to the stranger behind them in the grocery store line or the person walking past them on the street. He uses it as an opportunity to ask unique and intelligent questions that go beyond the bullshit, how's your day going? Hey, how are you? Which just don't mean anything. There's nothing there. There's no connection. None whatsoever. And that really inspired me for this year. So, living. That's the first word of this new venture of mine. Journaling and sharing my daily stories. Again, like I did before, where I would share them on social media as a weird accountability partner. So here we go. Savage, the other word. So what does savage mean to me? And normally, I'm super analytical, where I'd Google it and look at the definition and help run that, have, not come up with my own thing, allowing what other people say to shape this, but this is kind of new for me. So what does it mean to me? What it means to me is actually having discipline. It's doing the ought to and ignoring the want to. One of the big influences of my life, a gentleman named Dave Darren, when I sold Cutco, and he also was the CEO of another company I worked with when I ran 2 magazines. That was his definition of success. On a daily basis, doing the ought to and ignoring the want to. What else does savage mean to me? It means living outside of my comfort zone on a daily basis. And that really speaks to me. Something that I did those 100 days in a row post-divorce, that first year post-divorce, where I just sought out growth and ignored the numbing things that I really wanted to numb that pain. I turned it into work. Another savage piece of this is the process first mindset. Just doing it because I believe I'm a man of integrity. And I don't think I lived up to that value on a very regular basis in 2022. And rain or shine, tired or sick, being that guy, because I've seen this gentleman running the last, month or so as I drive to the gym, and rain or shine, that guy's there. And I listen to stories about David Goggins in his book where he's training no matter what, rain or shine, tired or sick, pain, all of it. He's there. So this is what I'm doing this year. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Living a savage life in 2023. And I'm going to share my story on TikTok. I'm going to share this adventure again, but just in a different light. And I'm excited about it versus just clipping my podcast into little clips and then repurposing on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. This feels right. And I'm excited. I started today off, my first day of living like a savage. I got up. I did what I said I was going to do. I didn't snooze. I didn't get on my phone right away. I did my meditation. I did my morning workout. I went for a walk before the sun was up. And here I am recording this podcast when I didn't necessarily want to do this. But here I am. Because it matters. And I love that you're here. I even led my first men's group on Sunday, talking to 2 other men, learning about what's going on in their life, where they're at, and meeting them where they are, talking about their highs and their lows, talking about what mission means to being a man and to them. And that just moved me. So here we go in 2023 with life living like a savage. I cannot wait to go on this journey with you gentlemen. And I'd love for you to be inspired here and just try this out. You don't have to do this, what I'm doing, but focus on living and determine what's maybe savage means to you. Maybe there's a different word that means to you. Maybe it's integrity. But savage just seems fun to me. But I'm excited for me to finally live my best year ever because I freaking deserve it. I just haven't put the work in it yet. So I'd appreciate your accountability. I appreciate you being here with me. And if you're willing to take a similar journey, I'll be right there with you, locking arms with you, taking one step, rain or shine, feel like it or don't, sick or tired. I'm right there with you, brother. Here's to 2023. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Resisting Beta podcast. Here's where I need your help. I'd love for you to give us a review on your favorite podcast player. Also, follow us on TikTok and Instagram and share this message out to a man that needs to hear it, because that's how we impact this world. Thank you very much. Make it a great day, men.